Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everybody, how are you? I hope that you are really good, in good condition, you are in a good health and still under God protection of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Even we are in a part, you are learning there at home, I'm here in the school, but I hope that the English lesson still running well. Well, meet again with me, Riza Muzaki, at my channel, FES'T, Fun English at Smash. Okay, students, this day I would like to discuss about something that relating with your future. Why I say like that? Because your future, you need a job, you need a good position. Then here, I would like to give a lesson about how to apply the application letter when you need a job. Maybe the manager, the human resource development, HRD, of the factory will need you to write down the application letter. So today I will tell you about how to make an application letter and what application letter is. Check this out. I need a job here. It is an English class and a basic content of cognitive skill and also basic competence of psychomotor skill that we are gonna discuss. Now, step 2, next is about basic competence of cognitive skill. Before we continue to the lesson, the main discussion, I would like to give you the general view of the basic competence of cognitive skill. It is about distinguishing social function, general structure, language feature, sum of specific text in the form of application letter by giving and receiving information dealing with self-identification and the personal background corresponding to the context of its use. It is about the basic competence of cognitive skill. Now we go to the indicators of cognitive skill itself. So it means that the indicators are the ways when the students like to achieve the goals of this lesson. Number 1 is identifying social function, general structure and language feature, sum of specific text in the form of application letter. And the second is associating social function, general structure and language feature of some specific text in the form of application letter. And the last is distinguishing social function, the general structure and language feature, sum of specific text in the form of application letter. So there are 3 kinds of indicators that you should achieve. First stage, the second stage, and then the last stage is distinguishing. Well, students, the next is I give you the general view of basic competence of psychomotor skill, and there are 2 that you should achieve here. The first is capturing the contextual meaning, capturing the contextual meaning of social function, general structure and language feature of some specific text in the form of personal letter by giving and receiving information dealing with the self-identification and the personal background. And the second is composing specific text in the form of personal letter by giving and receiving information dealing with self-identification and the personal background. What are the indicators of psychomotor skill? Indicators of psychomotor skill. The first is capturing the contextual meaning of social function, general structures and language features, sum of specific text in the form of personal letter by giving and receiving information dealing with self-identification and personal background. And the second is composing specific text in the form of personal letter by giving and receiving information dealing with self-identification and personal background. So there are 2 basic competence and also there are 2 indicators that you should do in this lesson. Now, I will give you a general view of what application letter is by watching this video. This video taken from the zip job, or you can search on YouTube and you can have some lessons beside this lesson. Okay, you can watch this.
Writing a good cover letter is a crucial step in the job search process, yet many people don't write one or put in the time to write an effective one. So how do you write the perfect cover letter? This short video will give you the necessary steps to create an effective cover letter that lands you interviews. We often hear people ask, do I need to send a cover letter? The answer is yes. You should always send a cover letter unless the job posting says otherwise. The point of the cover letter is to give a bit of an introduction as to who you are, your interest in the position, and why you'd think you'd make a good fit. It also adds a human touch to the plain old boring resume. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we're going to cover is the format. and then we'll cover things you absolutely need to mention if you want your cover letter to stand out from the hundreds of other job seekers. Okay, let's take a look at how a cover letter should be formatted. As you see in our template, the header should have your name, contact number, and email. You can keep it similar to the header on your resume, but omit your mailing address. You should then include the receiver's name, title, company name, and address. If you can't find the name of the hiring manager, don't include it. You can start the letter as Dear Hiring Manager, but always try to make an effort to find out the hiring manager in charge. You should try to keep your cover letter between half a page to 2/3 of a page long. Remember that most employers spend less than a minute going through your resume and cover letter. No one wants to read an in-depth, page-long cover letter. 3 paragraphs is a good length, and we'll go through what each paragraph should contain. We'll then show you an example of an excellent cover letter. Paragraph 1 should be an introduction to who you are and the position you're applying for. Include where or how you found the opening, the title, and job ID if there is one. Should also lead into the next paragraph by stating a brief summary of your qualifications or your interest in the position. The second paragraph should discuss your qualifications and achievements which show why you're a good fit for the position. Remember that you want to stand out from the hundreds of other candidates that are applying for the job. So don't just give a few examples of what you did in your last position. Show how you went above and beyond. Mention a few examples of quantifiable or measurable achievements in your career. Use compelling language and don't repeat the information in your resume. Try to bring your experience to life, and this will encourage the reader to look into your resume in more detail. In the third and last paragraph, close out by saying that you feel you're a good fit based upon your qualifications. Remember, you should include a call of action, which in this case would be inviting you to an interview. And the last thing you should do is thank them for taking the time out to consider you. Let's put this template into action. Here's an example of a great cover letter. Hi, Susan. I'm running to express my interest in the accounting position you have open on your company website with the job ID 11220. I'm a certified public accountant and confident that my experience and skill set would be a great match for this position. I have a strong knowledge of accounting principles backed by experience I have gained in the last 12 years. In my previous position, I managed the accounting of a financial consulting firm with over $30 million in revenue. I not only met expectations, but exceeded them by increasing cash flow by $4 million. I helped achieve this by changing our account receivable policy and negotiating better contracts. There's more in depth on my experience and skills in my resume, which I would appreciate you looking over. I am certain that my experience and skill set would make me a great candidate for this position, as well as a great asset to your company. Please give me a call at the number above to schedule an interview at your convenience. I appreciate your consideration and look forward to hearing from you soon. Sincerely, John Smith. So there you have it. Remember these 3 points in your resume: who you are, your qualifications and how they can benefit the employer, and a call to action asking to schedule an interview. Thanks for watching, and to read more tips, please visit the link in the description. At ZipJob, we write resumes that land you more interviews, guaranteed. And you can even get a free resume review by clicking the button or visiting zipjob.com. Right?
Well, students, that's the short video that you can watch about how to make a resume. In this video, they make a term cover letter, but exactly between application letter and cover letter have a similar in meaning. So don't make this term making you confused. Okay, so between application letter and also cover letter is a similar terminology. So students, there are some points that important that's said by the presenter here, that when you want to make a cover letter or maybe application letter, there are 3 points that's important. It is about who you are, and then what benefits your position in the employer, and then the last is a call to action. There are 3 points that important to make an application letter. The first is about who you are, you should tell yourself. And then the second is about what's important you are in your employer. And then the last is call to action. So there are 3 points that make your application letter getting better and can be considered by HRD. The next, maybe when you watch this video, you still confused and then you still doubt about the contents. I can't catch any words from this video because it's so fast in speaking. So I give you next chance of understanding the cover letter itself. or application letter. One what? So what is exactly an application letter? Application letter is a standalone document that you should submit to a potential employer to express your interest in an open position. The job application letter explains who you are as a professional and individual. Okay, so you, in your cover letter or your application letter, you should put your professional in what and then who you are. And the second is how to make a cover letter or application letter. There are some steps you should do in making cover letter or application letter. First, when writing an application letter for a job, follow these steps to make sure you include information about yourself and your professional experience that will appeal to a hiring manager. The first, review information about the company and position. And then the second, use a professional format. 3, create the heading. 4, address the letter to the hiring manager. 5, open the letter by describing your interests. 6, outline your experience and qualification. 7, include aspects of your personality. The 8, express appreciation. And the last 9 is close the letter. That's the stage of how to make an application letter. The next is about a detailed explanation about 9 points that I've already said to you. The first, review information about the company and position. What is exactly review information about the company and position? It's best to write a new application letter for each position you are applying for, so you can include pertinent details and show your interest in a particular open role. Spend some time reviewing the company information, which you can find on the website, as well as the position listing, company qualification and experience with the list of skills in the posting. You may also want to think about specific experiences that have prepared you for the role, such as leading a team or managing a major event. So review information about the company and position. And the second is use the professional format. Job application letter should be more professional than a thank you card. So you should make a difference between application letter, thank you card, and also email. They have different formats. The alignment of the document should include single spacing, 1-inch margin, and left alignment. It is best to use professional and traditional fonts such as Times New Roman. You don't need to make different types of fonts. So generally, for application letter, commonly they use Times New Roman. It says from 10 to 12 points. Try to keep your job application letter to 1 page. When a hiring manager reviews your job application letter, they will get the first impressions of you as a potential employee. So take time to format it professionally and keep it concise. So when you make application letter, you don't need to write down really so long and then to make some pages to spend the application letter. So when you do that, the hiring manager will not have any impressions to your application letter because it is too long and it is not detailed or maybe clear. So you just to fulfill your application letter in 1 page only. And the next, create the heading. Use a formal business heading for your job application letter. The heading should include your name, contact information, the date and the company name and address. If you send your job application letter via email, you can eliminate your name and contact information from header and put it at the bottom of the mail after sender receipt. So, as I said to you before, the application letter is different with the thank card and also the email. This is different. When you send the application letter by paper, you need to put your name and also the contact information. But while you send the application letter on your email, you don't need to put your name and also your contact information because email is already available for your contact information, also your name. Next is the example of heading of application letter. The first, your name, physical address, phone number, your email address, the date, and then followed by the date, name of hiring manager of supervisor, title of hiring manager of supervisor, company name, and then company physical address. It is about the example of header. The next, address the letter to the hiring manager. In your research, try to find the name of person reviewing application for the job. Address your letter to this person with a common business greeting such as Dear Mr. or Miss and their last name. So it is an opening of the letter, when the letter addressed to. Okay, and then if you're not sure of the name of gender of the individual reviewing application, you can use the generic to whom it may concern or dear hiring manager. So when you don't know about the gender, you don't know about whether he is a man or she is a woman, you just need to write down not dear Mr. XXX, no, but you should put to whom it may concern or maybe dear the hiring manager. So that is the opening. Number 5, open the letter by describing your interest. So the first paragraph, usually as told in the video, that you should open your application letter by telling about your interest in the job that we apply. The first paragraph of your letter mention the job title for which you are applying and where you saw the posting. Include your interest in the role of and briefly state the main experience or qualification you have that makes you a good fit. This section that will draw in the hiring manager as the reader of your application letter, so it is important to appeal to that person quickly. And secondly, so when the first paragraph, for example, I'm here as Riza Muzaki. I know you're posting in the Jakarta News, and then I would like to apply for a job like this. I'm fresh graduate from like this, and then I'm an accountant, something like that. So it is the first paragraph. This is the example. I saw the posting. So there is a posting. I saw the posting for marketing intern role on my university's online job board. This is the job that is posted. Yeah, and I am very interested in the role. I'm in my final year of earning my bachelor degree in marketing. This is the qualification of you here. It is stated, my bachelor degree is in marketing with a minor communications. So I feel my educational experience has prepared me to work in fast-paced marketing department like the one within your organization. So this is the example of making the open letter. And then next, outline your experience and qualification. So you should make it clear to the hiring manager that you have the good qualification as also the experience. And the next few paragraphs of your letter should highlight your experience, qualification, and skills, position in a way that aligns with the company's goal and mission. For example, if you are applying for a job with a non-profit organization that provides educational opportunities to underserved community members, you could talk about your experience with non-profit organizations or educational offerings, since the job application letter should stand on its own without a resume. It's helpful to include details about your experience that relate the positions to which you are applying. So it is really important for you to highlight your qualification and also the experience. So to make the hiring manager will consider about your application letter. Number 7 is open the letter by describing your interests. As you're writing for your job application letter, consider how you can incorporate aspects of your personality. A friendly and engaging letter is likely to appeal to the reader, especially when they can get an idea of how well you might fit with the team. For example, in the situation mentioned above, explain in your letter you are good at concerning with children or how you value community spirit. That is the example. Express appreciation. Before you sign off on your letter, express your appreciation to hiring manager for reviewing your letter and considering you for the position. Hiring manager is taking time out of their day to read what you have written. So expressing your gratitude for the time spent is a polite and professional way to close the document. So this is the example. I appreciate the time you have taken to review my application letter. Since you like received a number of applications and letters for this open position, I am extremely grateful for the time you have spent reading about me and what will make me a good fit for this role. So I am extremely grateful. It is like the appreciations to the hiring manager to make the hiring manager interested in your application letter. The last is close the letter. Giving a close letter is not easy as what you think, that many people use sincerely or best to close the letter, although any professional sign-off is fine to include. It is okay. The final line of the letter should be your full name. If you submit a hard copy of the letter, include your signature above your type name. When submitting application letter via email, you should include your contact information beneath your name rather than including it in the header. So you put sincerely or best, and then other that phrases you put your name and then signature on it. So that parts of application letter and how to make the application letter. And now I will give you the example. I hope that you can read this example to make you more clear about parts of the letter. This is heading. Heading includes name, address, line, and something like that. And then the second is greeting. The third is body, the contents, and then the fourth complimentary. It is like the contents of express appreciation inside the complimentary clause. The last is signature line, sincerely or best, or maybe some others. So that's the example of application letter. Sorry, this mistyping. Parts of application letter, signature line. Okay. Well, students, section I need you. This is the part that you really hate because you have the lesson, you have the assessment from me, and then you should do by yourself there. Okay, it is okay to make you more understand about the lesson, the material that I have explained to you. I need you to compose one of application letter you've learned above individually. The assessment box is only one. You compose an application letter to whoever, to wherever. It's up to you. But don't forget to make this assessment box as usual. You write by your own hand. You write it, not type it. So I hope that you can do, and please send the results to the assessment board by capturing the paper. I think that's all the lessons. I hope that you can enjoy this lesson. If you have some questions about the assessment board or some question about the lessons, I'm ready at your Google Classroom. So see you next time. Have a nice day. See you at the next channel on FES'T Fun English at Smash. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.